Yes. And political ambitions, you can all, everyone who comes into politics naturally aspires to be elected, right? That's why we have elections. It's at every level. The contest for leadership through elections is an expression that everyone can have an idea of becoming a president.
The party is the country, number one. Then number two, are you allowed in the party to actually openly express those ambitions? Thank you.
First of all, you
have ambitions to be
myself.
Yes.
See it. Yeah. You see, I am here addressing you, all of you, as the spokesperson of ZANU-PF. I am here addressing you as the spokesperson of President E.D. Manhize, President of ZANU-PF. I have no role here to address you as the spokesperson of Christopher Mutsvangwa. So, if you have good questions about what Christopher Mutsvangwa may think about leadership, I am sure that I will try to find a spokesperson for Christopher Mutsvangwa who will then speak on my behalf about that issue. But when I am here now, I have no role other than to speak as the spokesperson of ZANU-PF and the spokesperson of President E.D. Manhize. So don't put me into play. I am not into play because that's not my role here right now. Does that answer it?
In the point that you say anything, I just ask based on on that open that a question, so I it's not mentioned in slide of your kind. I'm saying it has to mean that you say any question. It's not mentioned
but that's why I've answered to say I'm answering questions as the spokesperson of ZANU-PF. I'm not questioning, I'm not answering because otherwise I have no role here if I cease to be spokesperson of ZANU-PF. Yes, I can't answer for Mutsvangwa because it's not yet playing on this particular dynamic. Yes. And political ambitions, you can all, everyone who comes into politics naturally aspires to be elected, right? That's why we have elections. It's ZANU-PF at every level. The contest for leadership through elections in ZANU-PF is an expression that everyone can have an idea of becoming a president. Because the ultimate prize of political ambition is to be the apex leader at the top. So it's natural that in ZANU-PF people should aspire to become leaders. It's natural. Otherwise they should not be there. And if they want, they can express it within the party. But then the party has got resolutions where those ideas are winnowed out. And if your idea is, if you are still a member, you comply with the wishes of majority. You understand? Because you want to lead by a democratic process. That's what ZANU-PF is, the parliament. I know my credentials, I know there are no other attributes other than being voted in ZANU-PF. That you may have a history as a businessman, that you may have a history, or you conjure up a history about your military credentials, so you want to conjure your credentials as Nganga or Manana Matsibaba. All those things, everyone has got some attributes, but those credentials are not the ones which determine how to become independent. You go to have your ideas, go through the democratic ethos of the party. But because we are a revolutionary party, if your ideas are defeated, you must fall back to the resolution of majority. And that's how this country is also run. So we have no problem about ambition in ZANU-PF. We are allowed. You can have ambition, but it must have its parameters, and its parameters are determined by the fact that they pass the past master of democratic ethos. Kana waruzi ovuma kuti ndaruzi party conference. And so whether businessmen don't juxtapose your leadership in business to entitlement and become the next president of ZANU-PF. Kana mata wemadzibaba usati una maoko muntu wati ngoyo ausondiita kuti ndiite mukuru weZANU-PF. But that's what I tell you from ZANU-PF is right. Is that answering? Thank you so much. I'm happy you are satisfied.
Do you have anyone else with a question? Yes?
Good afternoon. My name is Anna Chibam. I'm a journalist with Anna Chibam, newszimbabwe.com. Okay. My question is in relationship to the issue of currency and the use of the US dollar and SIG. It seems there's a crisis that is silent. If you go to a shop, I'm just giving you an example, you're forced to buy things that you don't want because there's no loose money for people in retail. So I wanted to know, there's been a lot of industrialization, construction, but the issue of currency is not been really resolved to make life easier for consumers who are buying products on the market. How does ZANU-PF, as a ruling party, how is it going to inform the government so that this issue can at least be resolved so that people can do their businesses without hindrances? Thank you, sir.
I'll answer that. See, the issue of currency has been decided by the productivity of this public. They have worked hard in the last 5 to 6 years to earn US dollars in such abundance that they've banalized the American currency. Everybody here has got US dollars in his pocket. I remind you, they are not given by the American government to you. Because even at home, America does not give its own citizens US dollars for free. I lived in New York for 6 years. I went to school there, I went there. Apana panokupiwa ma-US dollars naAmerica kuma-American citizen. Saka ukaona ma-US dollars ari mumambo ikose zvaurezvo. Watoasenzere. Because there is nothing in you which could pretend you to have more than them for free, which when America cannot even give it citizens for free. So feel good. Emotions were Tiri full member. Kudamba the currency is superpower. This is a Zimbabwean feat. We are working hard. Tobacco farmers in young people digging gold in abundance. This is what makes us have so much US dollars in the economy. Mukada supermarket in South Africa akazara ma-US muno Zimbabwe. Some of the best foods in the world are now food lovers in Grendel. Because there's no reason you don't talk about US dollars for American foods here, if you can get US dollars for next to Zimbabwe. This is the vitality of this economy, which you need to be proud of that. And if you consider that we had no currency in 2008, we lost a currency. And we went into the Second Republic without a currency. And President Mnangagwa has now restored the currency. and the currency has been made the US dollar on our terms, not on American terms. Hatina permission yatakapiwa na America kusenzesa mari yavo. Takangoenda pamusika pamarket global marketplace kuDubai. Kwakutengesa gold kwakutodzoka kwatakazadza kafuti rema US dollars muno. Kugona kwatiri kuita. So when we then add another steel, which used to waste about 1 billion, 500, 600, 700 million US dollars. Now we are producing and we are selling. These are good things, they strengthen the economy. Hey, I'm never businessmen. Businessmen are saying, this is the first December, Christmas, where they've gone into Christmas without worrying about the rate of the currency possible. But businessmen, I'm actually not worrying what is it. As we used to wake up like businessmen, I think one of them in parks or in some biggest company to collect cash in the country to get in. And we used to every day to wake up and what will be the rate. Now no more. The rate is that the rate is strengthening. So I want you to understand, we have no issues about currency from the perspective of the use in the economy. What we have is the availability of the currency to the general populace. And it's a challenge. Even yesterday I was reading. The management of distributing my coins in an economy is not easy. Only if the coins are the currency by which the nation is operating, then do you have the economies of scale to distribute coins all over. Because you are operating chakula. Now money is here. It's here. In this now money is in many forms now. It's in a card, in a credit card. And with Starlink going all over the country, money is everywhere. Saka kuti uchikwanisa kuti urane system yokuenda kumukumbura kunodonhedzera mari ikoko wozoidzosa futi ari macoins. This is an expensive affair as we are transitioning to digital currency. These are the challenges which have been faced by the system. Kana uchitsvaga currency pafoni pako simzemo akamboshoterwa nezingi pafoni pake one US dollar pafoni pake ndiyo day to day operate. Ndiani ndantaura kuti ndinawo mari yangu mazingi kana ma US dollar ari pawasa achisipwa ndekutadza kuita transaction yawo ashayika because the currency. So in that format of digital currency, there's no shortage because it's easy to transport an electron as a piece of data. You can do it by air, by waves. No matter what coins happen, by airwaves, electronically. But when it is movement by physical means logistics, imagine how mapika paka anamshikashika wakapaka everything. Varuda kutakura mari kuenda nayo kutetemu kana kuprimary age. These are the challenges we are doing in a transition. So the best way is to include digital connectivity so that wherever you are, you have access to money through the digital format. This is how money now has become. Money has taken the form of a digital currency. This is the trend. So my challenges are that I repeat, if your money is in this form, you have no shortage of US dollars or 6. But yataka kutushinda hizi so. Ndokutakura sangana inenge mapoints here. Watoda kutozoka kubeisa mbasi. Ungoenda kuenda iko gospel. Barika kuisa mbasi. Watu simudza a security company, faucets, vapabhaimba. Nayo, kuenda kuti kozonochinjwa yayo. You see, we are in a transforming world of artificial intelligence, of digital economy, of many other things. So these are some of the challenges which you face as your infrastructure strives to match up to new forms of currency expression. What is the answer? The answer is to spread digital literacy and digital connectivity all over the country. And when the president made the decision himself last year, put Starlink, I will authorize it as the president. He was addressing them. Because now the message does not have to come through a base station which needs to be built. It comes through a satellite, much like rain or sunlight comes. Hazvisina basa kuti uri papi, zuva rinongorova chete, mvura inongonaya chete. So if we can have more, and I'm told now, in fact, I'm not told, Huawei and Starlink now, they've got phones which can link directly to the satellite. We are getting there very soon. So your issue is solved, you understand? The challenge is how do you try to, do you have the economies of scale to justify the distribution of points, let alone, and of nodes, let alone points, they are physical. To the remote areas, chitumira motokari wachinja ikatengesa mandere. Watumira pickup truck kuti supply tick or suspense or send kuti riite transaction ifambe. Uzadza pentumisa, uzadza mutisha. Is there that's, I think, I'm not from the central bank, but I've tried to answer as best as I can. There's someone who did financing over one. If I finance degree, so these are some of the challenges. I hope it answers you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. My name is Sophia. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ambassador. My name is Sophia Mabranga. I'm a freelance reporter. I write for a publication called Citizen News. My question is, President Trump has just issued a new travel ban that is going to be effective on 1 January 2026 to about 39 countries to restrict or fully bar new visas, travel visas to 39 countries, Zimbabwe included. I wanted to find out the party position to say what is ZANU-PF's position regards this, and what is your message to the Trump administration? Thank you.
Look, Americans elect their government, and out of the election of their government, it governs them according to their sovereign wish as Americans. What they decide to do about entry or exit in their own country is their business. It's their business. What we would hope is that a modern economy like America is tolerant of the globalizing nature of the pursuit of human civilization. We've always become a global village, and free movement of people as much as possible encourages that interaction among people. If countries become paranoid or xenophobic, it's a retrograde step. But by the same time, we do not as Zimbabwe try to prescribe what other countries should be doing according to their immigration policies. It is their business. We are hoping to create a country which does so well that it doesn't have to export its own people abroad for economic reasons. But at the same time, We also appreciate that there's an even distribution of knowledge, expertise, and intellectual property at any particular time. And it is the interaction of human beings which bridges that gap. So anything which which makes human beings interact and exchange ideas, it adds to some total of goods which have been produced by humanity. It adds to prosperity. And that's where I'm concerned.
Good afternoon, Ambassador Mutsvangwa. My name is Samuel Takawina, and CVA. And my question, I have any questions. CVA. Ambassador, spoke of jealous and ambitious suitors within and outside the party. If those from within the party, if they been dealt with, because you say that escalated to varying parties in the United Front. Should I go on with
Yes, they've been dealt with.
Okay. Should I go on with the questions for
Complete your question, but I can answer it one by one, but maybe for the benefit of others, complete your questions so I answer it.
Okay. The second question is how far is the party through its legal department, how far is the party going with the principles for the extension of the presidential term? And lastly, there's been speculation that the ascendance of businessmen would integrate into the central committee is steered moving towards presidency. What's your response to this speculation?
I'll answer the last one first. Ascendance into the Central Committee of Zambia is simply because you've been voted to be a member of the Central Committee. In the voting process or in the nomination process, but it is a voting process in the electoral college, there is no provision clause to say good thing. We don't know as a document to connect them with the president. As you go, because if it was that, it was there. The people of the Central Committee who are voting for you will be acting outside the mandate of their organ, that particular body. Akusiko kunovoterwa mapresident amangwana patiketi iroro rotogana. If it's part of the general aspiration of membership, which may be shared by all the other Central Committee members, including those who are voting up before, who are voting there, it's fine. But can also voted whenever I president. It's a subjective thing. That exists only in your mind. It does not register politically or what was the decisions. Voter was a president, so don't consider that merit. Because that attribute is not there. You understand? You understand? So, you may dream, understand? You have voted Wapano, share that president. There's nothing wrong with that. But to think that because you've been voted, therefore you're going to become the candidate of the president, you are misdirecting yourself. It does not work like that in some people. So, as to what the person may subjectively think, I can't answer for him. Because I am not going to take a photo of Central Committee. That won't put it me. And I'm going to vote on Central Committee, therefore, and I'm going to so, can a very one who goes different and come answer. When do one from the team out to he also should be putting out for saying, now swap like. So, even I want to deal with the guidelines of the party, it's constitutional. Nowhere does the party say, because they have been elected in the Central Committee, Therefore, you are going to become elected, you are a candidate to become a president. As you go to, because you wrote away, I think Muswala got deliberate on the issue of Comrade Agre becoming a member of the Senate. Hapana pakatakapozotaura mupolitiki saka pane dzinofunga dzekuti mangwanana kuzoita president makaende futi papawo saka we mark what is available at that particular time and it is only a selection to a particular post at that particular time under the parameters under the constitution of the party at that particular time. What you may subjectively think and what you may tell your friends and what you may want to spread on the social media. I think that's what it is. I hope it answers also the other questions.
I'm answered.
Yeah.
How will the ambitious status have been dealt with?
And I repeat, there is nothing wrong with ambition. That's what makes people. But there may be something wrong with the jealous, but it's a human attitude. And the other thing that you talk. As this right, but it's not only jealous. But no more jealous. But if you then manage your jealous so that it doesn't infringe upon both polity and its constitution, that's okay. Ukazoito manage ambition yako ne jealous ne covetousness chigaro ine way yakuti pamwe vanhu haufunga kuti kuda kupisa mvura anopisani zvozotinetsa kuti uzazisire mupepo isikwenda anopisa medzete any particular time ndiya president ndiye anenge achipisa panguva saka mamwe mapisiro mamwe anoitwa mune zvimwe zvishoto tinoinamwa varidzi vari kupisa kwazviri kupisa iko kungavapedzera neko saka tinoina usaka congress makaifunenga kuda kupika conference manikaniti umboteedzera zvokutaurwa neconference unozotaurwa nevazhinji pakuva iwe another question. Thank you.
My question is, last week the government issued a taxes. All the villages were like our proposals. Last week government issued a gazette was called one business to surrender 75% in locals of 3 years. Will this not push away investors? You can also specify which sectors of the activities.
Will you surrender 75% of what?
Of state to local.
You have the mouth fund. I can't write it.
Okay, she's saying answer.
There was a what?
A gazette which was saying companies should surrender 75% to the local
State.
states, to our local states.
Local states.
Yes.
Come again. Can you stand up? So,
Last week government issued the gazette was called on business to surrender 75% stake to locals of 3 years. Will this not push away investors? And if you can also specify which sectors will be targeted?
I haven't looked at the gazette. Now that you posed the question now, so I have a question to Minister of Finance, but if there is such, probably there may have been an oversight. These things need to be looked at. Because the President's policy as well was open for business. So anything which, of course, if by examination, if the foreigners are affected, or if investment is affected, it is brought to the attention of the president, I'm sure he will direct his cabinet to look at that closely. The policy of the president is to say Zimbabwe is open for business, we will open for investment, and investment be treated on a basis, whether it be domestic or foreign. Investment is no kind. So I don't know how it is drafted. I haven't seen it, but I'm happy that you've alerted us that aspect, and I will definitely forward it to the Minister of Finance, who is to be a very competent member of the Trinity Economic Management Authority. I'm sure he will do that closely. But we will askance at anything which militates against investment notice. You will be happy about that.
My name is Enyo Hiota. I'm from 260 Church. My question to the Ambassador Mutsvangwa is, we have seen some several communication from several party secretaries, including yourself, about the status of the co-option going to Manhize. But we've seen him since come out granted blessing, and suddenly addressing some government where he was last was secretary about those communications. To say they were top party members. If they are fighting President Mugabe's way on the ground, how do you also was an issue?
Look, the issuance of statements by the party authority, as the spokesperson of the party, as much as possible, try to follow what I say, because that is the position of the party. Yeah, people, it's in politics, people may get excited and they issue certain statements. But once I consult, I try to make sure that you get the most authoritative viewpoint of the party. So if in doubt, follow the party spokesperson. That's what I would say. Secondly, when provincial organs deliberate on certain issues, we, as much as possible, can wait to the decisions of the provincial organ in that particular. And when it is a party province, like Manicaland, the second most populous province, we always give due weight to what they say. When they make recommendations, they come to the political level, where final decisions are made. So in this instance, the recommendation from Manicaland has been made. We expect that it will come to the political level, and the political level will give its weight to the matter, and the decision shall come out of it. So anything before the political says, I will say the default is participation. When the political says something, I will again come back to and tell you what the political is what they say. Look, it's in politics, people may throw bumps at each other. We are more seasoned than those who have been with the revolution for a long time. We would hope that politics in ZANU-PF does not become politics of bumps, like happens in other opposition parties, because that is part of the issue. So, Achawari Kuya, the President Makataura, he said it here in his speech. that we expect kuti vatsva vari kuuya vachadzidza kune vari kuno vane makore vari mumusangano inofamba sei. That stricture would apply to those people who also coming. It does not mean that I'm judging the eligibility or otherwise to be self-appointed. No, that is a possibility of the political. I'm just saying they should follow what the president said. Mbopinda munokudzidza vanga vari zvinoitwa sei. Kuzi yangotukana musana. It's not someone who will. Did I answer you? Any other question? Then come again.
My name is Sean Modo, 263 times once more. Ambassador Mutsvangwa, I would like to ask your comment on the conduct of Chinese investors who are citizens or who are resident in Zimbabwe. We've seen a lot of Chinese employers assaulting Zimbabwean workers, and we've also heard about difficulties in paying their workers. Number one. And then number two, it would seem also some of those investors, when they conduct their mining activities, they are not as circumspect, or they are not very environmentally friendly. They seem to be reckless in their conduct in their mining activities. Would you want to comment on that?
I want to say that when people invest or entities invest, they invest under Zimbabwean company law. So I would expect that the people who are referring to, they are companies. If they are companies, then they are corporate citizens of Zimbabwe as companies, like any other. There is no selective corporate law or common law in Zimbabwe for Chinese, or for Indians, or for Bushmen. The corporate law common law is the same for everyone. So if there is an infringement by those companies, they should be taken to the appropriate courts to be tried under relevant tenets of what common law. What I'm saying is ZANU-PF will never compartmentalize investment by racial origin. We are a non-racist revolutionary party. Artists, we do not match Chinese companies, we do not buy Indian companies, not buy European companies. As you know, my ideology is separate. So we would naturally try to distance ourselves from people who want to invoke racial overtones, but corporate conduct, attitude, separate. Attitude, those are the is a non-revolutionary party. So I don't subscribe to the idea that Makambani Majaid, ZANU-PF like that. ZANU-PF, you know what we my investors. If they are doing certain things, take them to the courts under the company law. Because tikada kuita mbiri kuti tiri compartmentalize investment nerudzi rwevanhu tatorasika hatidadi kuzambia. Makomplaints amutaura anofanira kuendeswa kumakotsi nevanhu vacho vaita sei vavhiringidzwa. Kana ari muIndia, kana ari muSomali, kana ari muIndonesia neatadzirwa, woendeswa uko vonotongwa nemhosva yake yaita. Kwete seSomali But as a corporate citizen of Zimbabwe, as a fair law. So we only work on the corporate citizens of Zimbabwe, the law under company law. In the amount of Chipai, I see a good concept with Chagamarins. I teach you. But we jealous. They will investors matsva kunzi mwana president. Tinovabvunza kuti neunyanzvi hwenyu hwemainvestors hamufunga kuti ndoshasha. Mari yokungotovakira ma-steel plants wotovakirawo ma-lithium plants, wotovakira ma-power stations. Nemainvestors enyu hamufunga kuti haabviriwa. Toona performance yavo, tokombea vamwe vacho vari kutadza. Under company law, and because companies decide what's wrong with that, what's cheap, that's how business is done. So, another two, but not to teacher get way more than months until we back to that until so, so many people are down and pressing to come out. So, I'm going to talk about it. Sister, asikana paine vari kutadza under corporate law, under company law, vaindi same people. Makotsi vanotongwa. We must make our law, company law operate, and we must make our citizens seem to be making the company law operate. Because you can do and I want to end up. Hakuna kwakazongotumirwa ana nemaChina muAfrica kuuya kuzoita enforce mitemo yavo muAfrica. Last time it was done by the British and the French and the Portuguese. Ndovakatumira army dzavo, kusaka takazopedzera taakutonga. I have not seen any army in Africa sent by the people's government of the Republic of China kuenda kuAfrica kutoenda enforce kutenda une Zimbabwe ngaite zvatinoda isusu chena. So if the police and the state apparatus in Zimbabwe and the laws operating in Zimbabwe, if the judiciary operating in Zimbabwe, then why do you want to bring the ratio over to China never sent an imperial army to go and put its strictures upon Africans? Upon Africa, there's no Chinese imperial army. So see, this is called yellow peril. I grew up in Rhodesia. They used to say, China, because I support us and forces the Soviet Union. This is communist peril, this is yellow peril. We are above that as a revolutionary party. We don't subscribe to parochial reactionary ideologies. No, we don't. I hope that answers you. Anybody can follow up on that one, but we are a non-racial revolutionary party. We believe in the equality of human beings across the board. We never look at human beings in terms of their color. They are all the same. That's the premise of which we will support. Because we will tolerate a young farmer to move with our you are supporting the Russia. That's why banana Czechoslovakia cannot name GST Yugoslavia. To move with our we are a non-racial revolutionary democratic party. We don't subscribe to that. In this we will instill to every single son member. And the jealousies of other nations who are losing in the competition for investment in Zimbabwe, we don't entertain them. Kana vachiona, ngavaise mari paground. Put your capital on the ground. Muradza kuti hatifini. Because who is the people of Zimbabwe when competitive capital comes to take advantage of the resources, the creativity, and the discipline of the people of Zimbabwe to work. That's what matters to us. Not about to calculate. And by the way, just for history, the reason why the small scale gold sector grew, it's because in 2009, our small sector miners, I took them to China. They saw the Chinese equipment for gold mining. It was more suitable to Zimbabwe because gold is everywhere than the South African gold mining equipment, because in South Africa gold is 3 kilometers deep. It's a heavy capital, which is not applicable to Zimbabwe. So along the way, Chinese equipment came and gold production shot up. This is the economics of why that's why the zinc is so strong today. It's equipment which is coming mostly from China. Also that 80 to 90%. And maybe also we don't have enough capital. We should try to make sure that our people have got enough capital to run their own mines. It's nothing. Our Bamani Wajita advantage of Jano and Chukurate Jabak is that to provide a Chukurate. These are birthplaces of a new industry. It's a new industry. It's growing. But along the way, it shall be right. Because if it can deliver 40 tons of gold this year, which by the way I should have mentioned, 50 tons of gold. Those are one of the reserves. And each time America shouts at Russia, or France, Europe threatens war, the price of gold goes up. Bamsheva is happy because the price of gold means the zinc goes up, it's more reserves. So we take more gold. We should not overlook the fact that for this economy to be growing, we have to look for another source of capital beyond what we used to do in the West. I was the ambassador of the Look East policy in China. I was drafted to be the ambassador. I didn't even ask for the job in 2002. So a lot of the growth in the economy, Wange is pumping. Everyone knows Wange now. It's pumping as a town. The chimneys are put to the markets, and this still comes also from China. Still runs from China. So, we just want to, we China, we Borigi, Ariel, we China, we are still running Ariel, what distinguishing, there's Rega, we distinguish them according to the capital which they are running on now. Because with the Rega, there's no need. Because we just roll manage we still running to China, because one Magari, one Kayachi. Kuti vakarwira goridhe zvisipakati mosi then zvoshatisa diplomacy yapresident washatisa economic development because unongova mustreet haana kunzi vakarwira goridhe kwakati you understand? We should not strike into racism. It's not something. That was my lesson number one. And again, and soon is a thank you.
Anyone else?
I think we've had a good run. It's the end of the year. I've been generous with your time. We are very happy once again to be with you. All of you have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And you come back next year invigorated. Our convicted until your president, the Mama Kate. That's it. Thank you.